The first Ferrari to ever bear the Dino badge was the 1957 156 F2 car. It was a single-seat race car built for the Formula 2 series. Enzo Ferrari's son, Alfredo Dino Ferrari, wanted to produce smaller V6 engine race cars versus his father's conventional 12-cylinder cars, and so the Dino Ferrari was born. Ferrari produced many different Dino race cars in the 50s and 60s, infamous models such as the 196S and the 206SP. It wasn't until 1967 that they introduced their first road-going Dino with the 206. The idea behind the cars was to have a more affordable car, a six-cylinder car that more people would want to buy. Now, Enzo Ferrari was very particular about his cars, and he didn't want to put the Ferrari logo on the cheaper Dinos. So what he did is, partially in honor of his son, Alfredo Dino Ferrari, who passed away from MS, and partially to separate out Ferrari from the cheaper cars, he badged them with Dino instead of Ferrari. The first road-going Dino was the 206, and we happen to have one of those at the showroom right now that we've already done a video on. So if you haven't seen that video yet, you can find it linked below. This car behind me is the 246, which came out in 1969, right after the 206. The main differences between the cars are the 206 is all alloy body and block, and the 246 went to all steel. Plus the 246 has a slightly longer wheelbase, and they enlarged the engine from 2 liters to 2.4 liters. So the 246 produces slightly more horsepower, about 195 horsepower. There are 3 different variations of the 246, starting with an L model, then an M, then an E. And they all have very subtle differences. The L model were the shortest of the 246 production. There were only about 358 cars built, and they have a lot of similarities to the 206. They have the same knockoff wheels, they have the headrests bolted on to the back, they have a lot of those little similarities, the bumpers, but they were steel cars with the 2.4 liter engine. Now the M and E models look a lot like this. They have the Commodore wheels, and in 1971 they came with the Targa top option. So this black section of the car comes off and you can motor around with the wind in your hair. This Dino is a car we know very well because we sold it for the last owner to the current owner and now have it on consignment yet again. The last owner of the car, when she bought it, she decided to have it restored. So it just finished a over $180,000 restoration, which included mechanicals and cosmetics. It has brand new paint, the interior is as close to flawless as it gets, and all the mechanicals, the engine, suspension, everything was gone through. So when you start this car, it's better than new. It goes and it shifts smooth, and it's just a wonderful experience, and for a 48-year-old car, it's as reliable as they get. I hope you enjoyed this video on this 246 Dino and maybe learned a little bit more about these models. We have a bunch of cars to film videos on. We still have to film on the Woodall Wildfire, a Mustang coming out, a whole bunch of stuff. So stay tuned, please subscribe to our channel, hit like on this video. We'll be back with more content in the near future.